Let me tell you about the day I realized I was bad at something I thought I was good at. I was 23. I had been writing songs for years, and I thought I had a handle on it. Then, a friend of a friend set me up with a professional songwriter, someone who had written for major artists and had real radio hits. I showed up with notebook pages full of half-formed ideas. 3 hours later, I had 0 lines on my page. My co-writer had a complete song, verse, chorus, bridge, and a hook I could still hear after the session. I was embarrassed, grateful, furious, and inspired at the same time. That day taught me 5 things about professional songwriting that I had never learned alone. The first lesson was simple and brutal. Your first job is to write badly. I had been trying to be good immediately. I was editing my ideas before I even said them out loud. My co-writer just talked. What if it is about waiting for a phone that never rings? What if the chorus is just the word still repeated until it hurts? Some ideas were terrible, but she said them without apology, and in trying them, better ideas appeared. The source script puts it this way. The pros know the early garbage makes room for the gold. Creation mode and revision mode are different rooms. If you try to live in both at once, you freeze. So here's the practical version. Set a timer for 5 minutes and write as many song ideas as you can. Do not stop when a good one appears. Keep going, because the next bad idea might reveal the angle you actually need. This is the bad idea sprint. Quantity is not the enemy of quality. Quantity is often how quality gets found. The pro move is not to protect yourself from bad ideas. The pro move is to get them out fast, then edit later with clear eyes. The rule of lesson 1 is this. Quantity of ideas creates quality of ideas. Let the garbage lead to the gold. Lesson 2 was the biggest revelation for me. The hook is not the chorus. I thought the hook was the big chorus line. The pros taught me that a hook is anything that grabs you. It can be the first line of the verse. It can be a rhythm. It can be a title phrase, a bass line, a beat drop, or a tiny repeated image. Adele's Rolling in the Deep has more than one grab. Billie Eilish's Bad Guy has the title line, the bass line, and the whisper to shout contrast. Queen's We Will Rock shows that the rhythm itself can be the hook. A hook is not a section. A hook is a grab. That changed how I write. Before I start a song now, I try to name the hook in one sentence. The hook is the feeling of being ignored by someone you love. The hook is the image of a phone that never rings. The hook is the rhythm your hands want to tap after the song ends. Once I know the hook, every line can serve it. Try this audit on a song you love. Where are all the hooks? First line, chorus, riff, rhythm, post-chorus, title, contrast. Then do it to one of your own songs. If there is no grab until the chorus, add one earlier. Lesson 3 changed how I handle creative disagreement. Professionals do not argue about taste. They argue about goals. Before I worked with pros, disagreements sounded like this. I like major, you like minor. I like sparse, you like big. My way versus your way. Pros ask a better question. What are we trying to achieve here? That moves the argument away from ego and toward the song. The source script uses Hey Jude as an example. The question around the long outro was not just whether it was too long. The question was whether it served the emotional goal of the song. I once had a co-write where one person wanted upbeat and the other wanted sad. We went in circles because we were arguing taste. If we had asked what the song needed to make the listener feel, we might have realized both instincts could work. The verse could be intimate and minor. The chorus could open up and feel hopeful. One goal: emotional complexity. The exercise is simple. Before the next session, write a one-sentence goal for the song. This song makes the listener feel hopeful about being sad. Or, this song captures seeing someone you loved in public and pretending you do not know them. Then judge every idea against that goal. Lesson 4 made me jealous. The most successful songwriters are often the most organized. I used to imagine songwriters as chaotic creative types with scattered notebooks and lost voice memos. The pros I met were the opposite. They had systems. They tracked songs, versions, co-writers, splits, deadlines, and next steps. The source script talks about Max Martin's organized process and Taylor Swift's reputation for tracking lyric changes and co-writing credits. The point is not that organization makes you rigid. The point is that it protects the work. A brilliant song you cannot find, finish, or send is not doing much for your career. Here's the system I adopted. Make a song bank folder. Inside it, keep ideas, drafts, finished songs, and recordings. Keep a simple tracking sheet with song title, co-writers, status, next step, deadline, and splits when they apply. Put co-writing sessions and producer meetings on a calendar. Then set one recurring block each week for revising old songs, not writing new ones. Organization is not uncreative. Organization is what lets creativity happen repeatedly, instead of only when luck and mood happen to line up. Lesson 5 is the hardest one for emotional writers. Professionals write songs, not diaries. That does not mean the song has to be shallow. It means strangers need a way in. Taylor Swift's Shake It Off came from her experience with public criticism, but the song is not a private list of specific critics. It turns the feeling into something anyone who has been judged can sing. Adele's Someone Like You comes from a specific heartbreak, but it reaches people because the central experience is universal, seeing someone move on while you are still stuck. The translation job is the craft. You can start with real names, real places, inside jokes, and tiny details from your life. But after that, ask what universal feeling is underneath. The source's script gives a simple example. The private detail is, you forgot to take out the trash on a Tuesday in November. The universal translation is, you stopped caring about the small things. The lyric bridge becomes, you stopped caring about the small things? Now even the trash reminds me you were gone. The detail gives authenticity. The translation gives reach. So here are the 5 lessons again. First, your first job is to write badly. Fill the room with ideas before you edit. Second, the hook is not the chorus. A hook is a grab, and you want one early. Third, stop fighting about taste and start building toward goals. Fourth, organization is not the opposite of creativity. It is how professionals keep creativity usable. Fifth, write personal, but deliver universal. Pick one lesson and apply it to the song you are working on right now. Not someday. Today. The gap between amateur and professional is not only talent. A lot of it is process, and process can be learned.